Does college coaches' attention shift once their season starts?
Yeah, I think that goes back to what we just said, right? Like, coaches are there to win baseball games, right? And I'm not saying great coaches know how to multitask and great coaches know how to recruit and talk and win games all in the same time, right? But I think you see it shift a little bit because, hey, it's go time. And like I said, the jitters start going and you want to win, right? And like that's your focus. And like if you'll see, like if a coach starts struggling, that, hey, they might have been the 10th team in the country and they're projected to win their conference and they're 2-8, you're going to see them hunker down and go, okay, I'm going to go 0 dark 30 and we're going to get this team. We're going to right the ship, right? So I think I would say all the good coaches know how to multitask, but I think it depends on how your season is played out, right? And obviously, it's a long game in baseball, 60 plus games. In D3, it's 40. But usually, when you don't get those results you want, you don't panic, but tensions start to rise a little bit, and you start putting your energy somewhere else, and that's going to be into your team because you only have so much time to right the ship before conference time shows up, and then you go to and screw in the conference, and then it's next year, right? You're golfing within like 2-3 months. So I truly think there's obviously a lot of factors in play, but I think it's usually when teams don't have that early success that they're supposed to, right? Everybody puts expectations on people, but it's usually, I think it comes when coaches they have to go into, I wouldn't say panic mode, but they have to fix it mode and they got to right the ship quickly or that the season's going to be a waste of a season.
So I think the key point I'm going to make here is like, if you're in talks with a head coach or like the main assistant, don't brush off the volunteer and the guy that might be third in line. I think that's a key point for recruiting right now. Like, you might get deflected down to them because the head coach and the associate or the recruiting coordinator have so much on their plate. So if there's a volunteer or a third guy in line that's reaching out to you, treat it as like a head coach is reaching out to you, because the head coach has so much on his plate. And 99% of the time, I guarantee that head coach is the one telling the third assistant and the fourth assistant to reach out to you and kind of keep in touch.
Absolutely.
So I think that's important to be like, don't be the athlete that's like, oh, it's the third guy in line, like they don't care about me. The third guy in line cares about you because the first guy in line of the guy that would be recruiting you is the one that's telling him to keep in touch with you.
Yeah. And
So that's
how
important.
often you know how it works, but if for the people who don't, right? Like usually if your head coach is the hitting guy, usually your pitching coach is also your recruiting coordinator, right? So when the season starts, right, and you got 24 pitchers that you have to maintain, I'm just saying we can reverse it, right? If the pitching guy's the head coach, but the main assistant and recruiting coordinator is the hitting guy, you got 18 position players to deal with, right? It's hard to keep that all going. So, like you said, if you don't get passed down, they might just focus their energy into developing a hitter today because they need him to step up in a big game, or that pitcher might need to take the next step. So, you're not getting passed down or delegated. It's just time, time and energy is usually efficient when coaches start talking.